We already live. Probably started mid-sentence there, but welcome to the Smith Den. This is KeyofWeird, and we're gonna talk about music and context. I saw your recent stream where you mentioned, or you briefly went over Mr. Girl's new song, and the way you were talking about it is something that I try to talk about a lot. But I'm coming from a different place than most people on this topic of just context in general in art. And you just went right there, and I was like, oh, this person I can talk to about this thing. So, and also Elder Drazi had a lot of good things to say about you. So, I
Well, then
was
you
like,
know
oh,
I'm a terrible person.
you're a
You know he's a
terrible
liar.
person.
Yeah, he's a liar. You didn't know?
Elder's a liar.
No, I'm playing
All
around.
right, all right.
But he is a
So
piece of shit. He is a massive piece of shit. That's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Okay. So I got some notes. Okay. Oh, just one thing off the bat, one music thing. Do you think Kanye should change? You know, as he goes by Ye. Do you think he should change his name to just like so? It's just Y-E. Do you think he should change it to Y-A-Y?
So Y A
Yeah,
Y.
like yay.
I mean, it might not be a bad idea. It might
Yeah.
be a good rebrand. It
Yeah, yeah,
still
yeah.
works. It's still yay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It still has the inflection. So like, I mean, it could work. It could work. It could work. The world is crazy enough where if he did it, I think we're dystopian enough at this point where I think it would legit work. I know
Oh
that it
yeah.
was like a joke that you just said, but like
No,
actually, yeah, I do actually think that would work.
everything he does is like a joke, though, right?
Yeah, dude, it's actually kind of
That's
good. You should be on his marketing team.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, he needs people that hate him or don't care about him on his marketing team. You know.
Yeah, he's got a
That's
kayfabe. It's like wrestling.
yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. I
He's got to
have
be bad for a while.
I use him to talk about a certain aspect of art, and he's ruined it for me because he was my talking point. And now talking about Kanye is now like you're talking about Nazis and shit. But I use
Yeah, a
him
little
to
rough.
talk about the market. People see a lot of time when people idolize Kanye, they're not idolizing his music as much as Kanye.
The
Like,
idea.
and
Yeah.
it's the marketing and the branding and all of
Yep.
that. Yeah, and that I hate that. I hate that, but it also has to do with the topic of context. So maybe I don't hate it, but I don't know. Um,
I mean, maybe there's reasons to hate it. We can find reasons to hate it.
it's cynical. It's
We
cynical
can
and
find.
shallow.
Oh, it's absolutely cynical. Absolutely. I'm weird because, um, I'm a little strange in that like I think I used to be that way, and a part of me still lives in that world. But like in general, I've like sort of chilled out a little bit on it, and I think it's just through exploration of different types of music and like being earnest with yourself and what you're listening to that sort of helps in those aspects. But I've definitely felt and do feel still at times a pure hatred of just some types of music sometimes. Uh,
It's for me. It's not the type of music. It's the
like sort of the intention or context behind it, maybe even.
yeah. The context sometimes is just so shallow.
Yep,
Uh,
it can be. It can be.
or yeah. Maybe I don't really know how I feel or can't articulate it well, but maybe I'll figure it out. So okay. Another quick thing I just wanted to ask you about that I think about when I think about music. I heard you mention was, and you use my fucking words too that I use ADHD brain when you're listening to music,
Oh yeah.
and so like you need those weird sounds and shit, and like just like rant like a little bit of spontaneity, a bit of like switching it up.
Change.
Um,
Yeah, I need change
yeah,
every once in
yeah,
a
yeah,
while.
yeah,
It's gotta be different eventually. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I understand that there is music which does like you're here. Let's be here, but it's just not how the brain fires off. So it's just like it's difficult because you try to be open-minded, but when you say open-minded, people go, "Oh, that means you liked it," and it's like, no, no, no. It means I listened to it.
Mm,
Like the liking part is a different portion of it, and unfortunately, my brain, when this hits, it goes ping, and it doesn't ping off right. So it's not what I like.
right.
Doesn't mean it's bad, and the idea is to like then articulate what you're feeling at that point. And I think that's where like the fun discussions are, is kind
Yeah.
of like there.
A lot of people are afraid to do that. They see that as like negative or something.
Yeah, I have my theories as to why, but I might just be like borderline autistic or something. I don't know. I
Yeah, it would be
genuinely
hard
don't
to
know.
know if your theories were right or if they're coming from like a weird place.
Yeah.
All right, so my main topic I wanted to talk about the importance of context in art. I mean, context in art, but specifically we can talk about music. Um, to my a thesis that I have um, about context is that context is the thing that you're taking out when you are if you espouse death of the artist as like a goal or an ideology to remove the artist from the artwork so that the artwork is just a pure like product. I feel like the thing that you're trying to get rid of, the element of art want to get rid of, is context. And people hate context these days. It's too much work. You have to fucking put work in to learn about something. To a movie that I love is The Shining, and I love it because I learned a lot about it. And if I had not learned all that stuff, I wouldn't love it nearly as much.
Fair.
So, how do you feel?
I'm the opposite.
Opposite. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how much of my like content you watched, but a lot of it is me just removing the context from the thing. Like I'm
Yeah.
watching, I try not to watch. Well, I say I try not to watch music videos. I end up watching music videos literally all the time. But like I don't like that context because it's a different thing that
I
I'm
agree.
that's happening. So that's like one type of context that I don't like having in front of me. I also sometimes, most times, don't listen to music with like the lyrics up. So like for the majority of the music that I listen to, I'm not even really listening to the lyrics. I'm listening to
Hmm.
vocal lines, which is like the music part, because I like the music part. I don't care about the lyrics so much as when they're like genre necessary. So like rap. I prefer like rappers who have wordplay, but I
Hmm.
understand that that's a different thing than the music. Like
Hmm.
the wordplay can lead to certain musical things, like notes being picked, like specifically, because rapping is obviously like a percussive thing. I guess it's both, but it's percussive in the sense that they're picking notes. And I like rappers who just pick fun notes. I like rappers that do triplets and then go back to sort
Yeah.
of like 4/4 time and then start fucking like I just like that.
Hmm.
Um, I just like weird. Again, I say the
Biggie.
word a lot,
Biggie's one of my
but like,
favorite for that. Biggie had a real lot of great flows like that, in my opinion.
and so I haven't listened to any of like the old shit. Like I grew up in the 90s, so like all my shit's from like I didn't listen to Tupac. Funny enough, I didn't listen to Tupac or Biggie like at all growing up.
Hmm.
What the fuck was I listening to? I was listening to like pop a lot, like
Yeah.
just pop music, but I was a child, so it was just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, Instinct's cool. Yeah, bye bye bye. Like it's fun.
I loved NSYNC so much.
Bro, to some degree nowadays, if you played that song, like I might be like, but inside, just a little bit, there's
Yeah.
like a little happy kid dancing, like just a
Hmm.
little one, just sort of going back and forth. So it's still
Yeah.
fine.
Okay. Okay. So, something you said is there's different types of context. This is something I haven't really formulated. So, you're already proving to be an asset, and I'm going to learn a lot from talking to you, or
Cool.
formulate my own opinions. I'm
Good.
not gonna. Yeah. So, um, music videos I also really don't like because it's almost always the case that they make the song and then afterwards the music video is basically like they come at it like they're making a commercial for the song. So it has really nothing to do with the song. Um, so, but if there are cases where the music video is really good, um,
Oh, absolutely. This isn't to
so
say that music videos are bad. Sometimes music videos are
yes,
fucking amazing,
but
right?
most
But
of the time when you listen to so many times I'll hear a song on Spotify and then I want to share it and the link I won't use the Spotify link because not everybody uses Spotify, so I'll just use the YouTube link and I'll get the video and I'll watch the video and be like, oh god, like this ruins it for me. Like
a
I
little bit,
hate.
yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes if you don't fixate on the fact that it's like propaganda for the music. Like you can actually just like enjoy it and like you'll just get sucked in. Like it's so often that I'm watching a music video on stream and I find myself like halfway through the song going like, and it's like, oh, I don't even like the fucking song. I just like there's like a girl and her ass is shaking, or there's like blood or whatever the fuck it is. Like it's just like I like this part. Like this part's cool.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so yeah, it's funny that like I understand that people don't like removing context from things. Like, and sometimes I understand that it's even almost counterintuitive to like the art form and like a whole. But like I
Hmm.
just like music. I just like music.
Well,
And like
I see that that post hoc music video as kind of a rewriting of context. Because like
yes.
so a song will have its own context behind it, behind the artist, behind like whatever inspired them to write it, and then the music video is just like, oh, don't think about any of that. We got a new thing to
Yeah,
show
it's
you.
using like the beats of the music to like make a thing, but like that's it.
Yeah,
That's all you get. Like the chord changes, so then like it pans over to like the girl that's talking or something like that, and then you're like, I don't, what the fuck is the point? Like,
yeah.
why is this happening right now?
Someone in chat said what WTF, so someone's provoked. I don't know what the fuck they're provoked about so far, but um,
What I say usually like that it kind of like it weirds people out. God, I'm really just gonna say weird the entire stream. I
mhm,
apologize for that. It like freaks people out sometimes because like it is. I guess it's strange. I guess most people just go like, no, it's like everything. But I just go like, no, I just like the notes. Like,
mhm,
I just like
yeah,
the notes. Like the notes are cool. And then like sometimes the lyrics are I'll go further and go into lyrics and go into context further if I want more. But like when I listen to it, I just
mhm,
listen to the notes. I think a lot of people just listen to the notes, and then when they're challenged on why they like a song, they sort of just like start to try and find reasons as to like, oh, it
mhm,
makes me feel good, and it's like, eh, fair enough. Like, what? How am I supposed to like fight that? Really, if it makes me
yeah.
feel good, what am I supposed to
Well,
do with that? Like,
I think you're. I think well, I was gonna say the most stupid thing and make it sound so stupid. Uh, I think that it's best to, or think it's just ideal to be able to look at it in multiple ways.
mhm.
Um, so, like, so when I said like people are trying to remove the context and stuff, that I think that's incredibly valuable, like to do. But I think that the thing that I don't like is people completely disregarding the context, utterly, like rejecting it.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever reject it. I can understand that, like,
I'm not accusing you.
oh no, because if you looked at my content, like, it's sort of what I do. That's why I'm sort
Okay.
of like, yeah, I get it. I get why. Um, yeah, like, do you know the band Coheed and Cambria at all?
I don't.
It's a prog band that has a story behind like the lyrics. Like there's just like a sci-fi epic or just like hidden in the words that the singer is saying.
Mhm.
And it's cool in the context of like, you know, the song or the music. If I'm being completely honest, I've read the comics and like whatnot, and it's not great.
Mhm.
Um, but the if context mattered, then me disliking the story, the actual story, would then have to come into play when I listen to the music because I'm gonna be like, oh, but the
Mm.
story's like the comic sucks, so the story
Okay.
sort of sucks, and it's like, well, no, like that's not really what's happening here. Like, I guess that could affect somebody if they're just like really into the story, but then I go like, just read
Mm.
the just read books. Why are you doing like what I just like I don't know why you're coming to an album to like sort of get a tale. It can happen. It can be good even, but like I don't know why you're doing it. Why specifically you're going well someone did it well, so like everyone should be able to do it well is not like an excuse. So it's like just why are you coming
Th-
here for a story is what I
but that's your personal context.
yeah.
I'm like that can't be. That's utterly subjective. Um, there the there's different layers of context. But I think that the one layer of context that is objective is the layer that's attached to the artist. And I think that people who are really gung ho about death of the artist are saying, no, that's even the artist's experience is subjective. No, but I think it can't be because they're the one who made it. And the fact that their experience and their history or whatever like is behind it, that actually informs the artwork in a way that isn't subjective. Even if like their experience is delusional or something, it's still it's like it's still to learn something to learn from that. You know, like for instance, like it's something that just popped in my head. H.P. Lovecraft. Um, I learned like his like he was incredibly racist, and
Yes.
like but like sad, like really racist, like debilitatingly racist. Like
Yeah,
even
it
the
wasn't
people
like he was racist. Like it was just
like
like he was crazy.
he
Like
was crazy racist. Like he was yeah, and it shows in his writing,
hmm?
and that you could say it doesn't matter what his experience is, only the writing matters. No, but like that makes it so much more as a human absorbing art from another human, you're learning so much more knowing the experience of the person that made the art. You know what I mean?
To me, that sounds like you like Lovecraft, like the writing, and then you like the history of Lovecraft. Like that's how my brain like sort of like
Hmm.
divides it up. Like
Hmm.
I understand that it could make it better, but like I just like Lovecraft because it's always like, and it's so insane that he couldn't comprehend, and then his fucking brains blew out or some shit like that. Like I that's what
Mm-hmm.
I like. I like the horror aspect, the insanity aspect, the unknowing aspect. And
Yeah.
yeah, it is cool. There is good like there is it's cool context that like the reason why he wrote stories of like these beings that he didn't understand and couldn't comprehend is because like outside of that he there was literally like human beings that would walk around that he could
Yeah.
not understand or comprehend, and like and again he was probably like a touch actually
Crazy.
mentally
Yeah.
ill, so like there you go. Like and now like and some fucking artists, a lot of them are a little mentally unwell. Like it's just a little bit. Like Yay aside,
Yeah.
obviously he is like skewed, the fucking line a little bit,
Yeah.
but like in general, like they're all just like a little fucked up, but that's kind of what we like about them. It's because we're all sort of a little fucked up and we're trying to find the thing that like matches the fuck up or matches the covering of the fuck up or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like you're always
Mm-hmm.
like sort of looking for a thing. And
So
it seems to be feelings a lot.
with you experiencing artwork, something that I really want to do um is so like the thing that adds about Lovecraft to me, the thing that adds is it gets me choked up because reading about the horrors that he writes and then realizing that he's like in a state of horror in his actual life, it's like gets me choked up. It's like I'm empathizing with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I want. That's the level. That's the empathy is that where the you get the empathy through the context for me. Um, is that something you don't value?
No,
No, you don't
not
value it.
really.
Okay.
It's like if the idea is 0 to 1, then I'm a zero, I guess. But if it's like 0 to 100, it's probably like 25%. Like I care about it. I like it. It's cool. And it's not. Maybe it makes me look like a brute, like a fucking like ape who can't think, like or can't feel empathy. I doubt
Mm-hmm.
it because there's other things that do it for me. It's just not that thing. Um,
Okay, so in that case, Mr. Girl's song. So the first thing that you said about it, IDDQD, first thing you said about it is someone in your chat asked about it, and you said, "Oh, you probably got to listen to more of his stuff, because there's more to it." And that was the first thing you said. But then after that, you said that you need to wait a while and listen more because you need to actually do more like of a focused, critical thinking to really break it down. Um, but the first thing you talked about was the context. So you did go there first.
I did, but only because he didn't just ask about it. He just went like, "Oh, it's just edgy," and it's like I understand why from your angle it's just edgy because literally anyone would like come upon this and go like, "Oh, it's just like a fucking annoying edgy guy," and it yes, yes, he is an annoying edgy guy.
Okay.
However, there you can see why he's an annoying edgy guy. You might not agree with it, but like you can just see it before. And I think and I think I even talked about it a little bit in the stream, but like we live in a time where the artist is imagine Lovecraft existing now, like
Hmm.
him on Twitter going like like
Yeah.
saying he'd be Kanye. He'd be
Yeah.
Kanye
Pretty
to some
much. Yeah.
extent.
Some.
So,
Yeah.
but the difference is Lovecraft, homie just went to the supermarket going like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, got his whatever the fuck, walked back still terrified, and then started writing and eating and whatever, living a human life.
Hmm.
But Kanye goes on Twitter,
Yeah.
says some shit, and
Yeah.
then when he says some shit and it's not on Twitter because he's gotten banned or whatever the fuck, but he rates an album, it doesn't just get put on one thing that like only like the people around him get to read. Because even Lovecraft stories, a lot of them were just like newspaper, or not newspaper, like a magazine, something like that. It was like little tiny like things.
Mhm.
Most like a lot of the books that you end up buying, other than like Mountains of Madness and whatever the fuck, like it's usually just like these tiny little like increments of like insanity. Which is just like the
Yeah.
scrawlings of a crazy person just going like, oh my god, it's just everything is like race. I'm racist and you know what I mean. But the idea was nowadays we get to see what happens. So unfortunately, it's like Mr. Girl isn't like Beyonce who has like an image, although I guess you could argue that Mr. Girl's thing is the image, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? I'm not here to argue
Mhm.
that point. But he doesn't, at the very least, he's trying to portray someone who doesn't have that. He's trying to be unabashedly human
Yeah.
to a degree, or to the fullest
In the
degree.
in the world of being the utter spotlight from every single angle, illuminated by all this shit. I was just thinking when you're saying that, like, imagine like someone mentally ill, like Vincent Van Gogh, and we think of Vincent Van Gogh, we don't really just think of his paintings. We think of the person, and we think of like his experience a lot. And if we had more of that, if we had his Twitter feed, he would have been canceled probably 50
Oh
times
my
over.
god!
You know what I
Oh
mean?
my yeah!
Like,
Oh my god! Oh my god!
yeah,
Yeah. No, it's insane. I mean, look, J.K. Rowling. It doesn't even have to be that bad. I'm not
yeah.
saying she's mentally ill or anything like that,
No,
but
she's
like
not
it
mentally ill.
doesn't.
She just,
She does shit that people don't fucking like. But it's like even
yeah.
that is just that gets blown. That's just like brr, everything just goes. So it's like just imagine. That's why I was like when he goes, it's edgy, and it's like, dude, I get it. I get it that from your angle it's edgy. However, here's like some of the context. Like
Hmm.
that's it. Is it necessary? No. I think you can just look at it, judge it by what it is, and then I would just go like, yep,
Okay, well,
I can have see
I
that.
disagree with you. Okay, I think that
Okay.
that song is made a lot better by the context.
I guess I don't agree because I'm looking forward to either listening to it again so I can like hear the lyrics. Like
Hmm.
that's a little bit of the context I want, but like not because of the call outs. I know he like called out ABBA and somebody else in the beginning of the song.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
he does like really fun wordplay and like note choices. Like literally the shit that I just said like 20 minutes ago. Like I sat there going like, "Oh shit, like this is fun." Like this isn't just like
Hmm.
him going off. It's like him being like surgical. Like and it just shows like a level of musicianship that I enjoy from
Yeah.
music and in particular from rap. And especially from someone who like I just don't expect a guy who makes YouTube videos who's very white and Jewish looking to just make rap like that. Like
Yeah.
it's also just surprising. Like maybe that by itself is context, I guess. Because like I'm saying like
Yeah.
it's just kind of crazy that that guy's doing it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's crazy that he's saying what
Subversive.
he's saying. Yeah. So like there's a level of like that's also fun. That I know that like someone somewhere is like, "Nah," and I'm like, hey, fuck you.
Okay.
So there's also that.
So that is
But
a
I
matter
don't.
of context, but
You can't. I can't take all of it out. Like some of it has to exist. The fact that I like musicianship is context. When he
right.
picks certain notes or he decides to do a triplet flow all of a sudden, like that's cool to me because of ADHD brain. Because the fucking thing just goes like, oh, you did something different. I think I even say it during the stream as well. Like he like the verse comes back and I'm like, okay, I've already heard this. The wordplay is good, but the lyrics I'm like kind of like in and out. Like I can't catch all of them. I can't catch every word. And he's doing like spelling in there which he likes to do, I guess, every once in a while. But like he did some spelling, and I was like, what the fuck is this spelling? What's the word? And like I lost track. Like my brain is just all over the fucking place when I listen to this type of music. But like there are like it all sort of like keeps track. And at some point, I'm listening to I might be like listening to the lyrics, but like I can hear this part of my brain going like the beat hasn't changed. It's the same beat from the first verse. And sure enough, there's a bass line that starts like coming in, and I'm like, oh, and then that part of my brain like lights up. So you just kind of have to keep my attention. I'm just sort of like a dumb cat, and like
Okay. So I have a couple things to say. Someone in chat just said, how about context in art that makes historical, philosophical references? Would the person be lost if he didn't know the context of those things he referenced? Okay, in the song, that something even less sophisticated than that. In the song we're talking about, there's a pop culture reference to the game Doom, and I didn't know that when I heard the song, and I had to Google it, and I learned what it was. So, but that's different. That pop culture reference, I think that can detract from art, but I think that the Doom reference is probably timeless enough. And you can always just
as
Google it.
you.
Is it just me? I don't know.
No, I mean,
But
I guess you sort of have the again, it's the technology thing. You have the privilege of like
yeah,
Google IDDQ, whatever the fuck it is, you know what I mean? And they're
yeah.
finding it.
Do you know what that is?
I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like a code in Mortal Kombat, and then Drazi told me it's like the
Yeah,
code for God mode in
yeah.
Doom.
Which knowing that makes the lyrics mean a lot more. But you said you didn't really care to focus on the lyrics.
That's not
And
primary thing, no.
you care a lot about the craftsmanship of the art
Yeah.
in the music. Um, I have a strong value for. I think it's very hard to speak your truth in the face of opposition, and I think that's what that song does. To be honest, I don't really that song's. I mean, Mr. Earl is not my favorite rapper at all. Um, I like a lot of other rappers, but I think that he is using rap in a way that's very powerful.
I think again, you have the context of Mr. Girl of like the rep. This is also part of the reason why I said he isn't just edgy. It's sort of like Mr. Girl is like there's Max, there's the guy, and then there's Mr. Girl. So to some extent, there is like a separation. It's just what it is. So it's like part of me goes, it's like a project. It's like Mr. Girl, the project. Like the circle encompasses the YouTube videos, the streams, um, the music, like, and then whatever else sort of like gets sort of thrown in there, I guess. But it's sort of like for him, to me, like there is the context of the music, but again, this I'm just going off of like the guy was like it's edgy, and I was like, well, yeah, I get it,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
get it that it's edgy, but here's this other thing, it might change it for you, you might enjoy it. It's basically what I'm saying. So I guess you could argue like I'm shilling for Mr. Girl, but I'm just going like just so you know, there is a way to like this song. It exists right here. This might do it for you. If it doesn't, then
Right.
like yeah, it's edgy, but like I don't know. I can't live in the world where I don't know what Mr. Girl is. I don't have that pleasure of like zapping my brain and
Mm.
then going like, oop, yeah, this song's edgy. I get it.
You would rather live in that world
No,
for the
I
sake
think it's
of
cool.
listening to that song.
Yeah, because I think it adds. I think for the sake of it, I think it adds.
Okay.
But
So
only
that's
because
just
it's
not
like
your primary concern.
it's just not yeah, it's not
Yeah.
the thing that I go to music for.
Okay. Someone
I
in
go to
chat
music for
said
music.
that this is most frustrating conversation they've ever had to endure, and they said goodbye forever. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, boss.
Um. Okay. Anyway, I wanted to say I'm shilling for the context, but I also think that context can detract from art. And I think stuff like pop culture references and stuff, you're gonna really. There's a video game people like called Conker's Bad Fur Day, and last like 2/3 of that game is just like pop culture references. The first third is great, but I don't know if you played it, but um,
No, I didn't have the pleasure of playing it, but I know what it is.
Yeah, the last two thirds is all just movie references, and I'm just like,
Mm.
it's like movie puns and movie references, and the first bit is so good. Um, yeah, it ruins it. Um,
I can see why. I can see that how it would do it.
but that's like not your own context. So the context that I value is just the person's context. I'm not like saying this for you because you already understand me. I'm just elaborating. Okay, so what do you think about intersubjectivity?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, I just recently learned about it,
Okay,
and
cool.
having discussions about this topic. It's a word for something I've always thought about. So there is um, the objective matter of the craft of the artwork. There's your subjective experience, but then there's another layer that is a cultural, a shared subjective experience, and that changes over time. It's stuff like within the next couple of years, maybe we start really liking a certain type of synth sound, and that would be our intersubjectivity because it's not like objectively better. It's just we are liking that more as a culture. Um, and I resent the impact of that on artwork. I think that it's just like a market force. It's not like it's just yeah, it's just so fake.
Again, I was once of that mind. I shouldn't say once. I am
Yeah.
still of that mind from time to time. But the I guess like my I guess I think everyone sort of is kind of annoyed by that to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it can be ignored for certain things. But I think the best thing you could do is sort of just like widen the what is it like the not the margin but like widen the bandwidth for your ability to enjoy more. I think enjoying more is better for life. But that's again like I just like music, so to stifle one or to shit on one end just because it doesn't do just because I have this other thing that like sort of like blocks my ability to like it. Like I don't like that layer anymore. I used to just like live in it. I used to just be like,
Right.
fuck you. I
Well,
hate I hate pop music because it's fucking pop. They want to make money. I hate
right.
that.
Right. Well, for me, it's different than that. It's so I'm able to enjoy the pop music and stuff. No problem. For me, it's like if you're making art or something, it just has such a profound influence, and like the only thing you're thinking about is this layer of the intersubjectivity. You're thinking about, and that's all superficial, and that's what you think is valuable, and it's hard to know if you're focusing on that or if you're actually focusing on yourself or what you see as valuable. You know, if you're just like a pawn, or if you actually are like have something to say.
I think that happens with everything. I think
It
I don't think it.
does.
I think it just sort of happens like everyone has that, but it's just in a different direction, I guess.
Hmm.
Like it might not be as simple as or as sort of like what is it? It might not be those things, those two things, like a cog in the machine or like a true artist, but like it just like everyone is sort of again. I kind of just go back to like it's an annoying conversation. I understand why the person left. It's
Is
like
it?
because you can't. It's art. Like you can't really like. There's no hard thing I can really pin you on. It's art. Like at any point in time, just be like, I just like shit for the sake because I like it because of the thing that you just said. Because like, yeah, like synth is really cool right now. So like
Hmm.
synth wave, dope, buddy. Yeah, I love it. All right.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just grow out of it. Like, and maybe that's what's different. Because I feel like a lot of people stick to a thing and like they harden around that thing, and then it's hard to like people. I don't think people go out to like find music. People go out to watch shows. People go out to like see
Hmm.
movies. People don't like sit down. People might go to concerts, but they're going to concerts usually for things that they want to go see, that they want to go listen to.
Hmm.
And then there's like the context of the experience of going to a concert and the excitement and the anxiety and the people and the punching. Sometimes depends on where where you are. But like there's that. But fuck, I always lose my goddamn train of thought. This goddamn ADHD brain of mine. Um, but I understand why this person got mad because I can't. There's no pinning anyone on anything really. It's just sort of like
Hmm.
nebulous. But because I think everyone sort of values different things at different levels.
Right.
That's why
Okay.
I usually end up like backing up and going like, I understand why, but how about we just block that off for a second and enjoy it for what it is. Like sometimes it's difficult for me to do it. I can't do it all the time.
I don't
I'm
like
not perfect.
doing that all the time
I
because
guess if you don't like doing it, I don't like doing it all the time, right? There are some times where I just go like, no, I'm not gonna sit here and try like to force myself to enjoy a song. But like, if I can like just shave a layer off real quick and
oh
see
no,
what
I
happens.
I enjoy trying to allow myself to enjoy the song.
Yeah.
But there's different reasons to enjoy a song, and just one that I really, if at all possible, that I really care about. Someone just asked in chat when I say context, do I mean the artist's intent? I don't mean the artist's intent. I mean the artist's both their intent and their experience that led to their intent. Just like who they are, like their whole life, everything about them is the context that the art came from. And intersubjectivity is part of that. I mean, if that's the bigger culture, the shared subjective experience that we all have, um, and that's why I resent like as someone like that makes art, I resent that I'm influenced by something like that. It's hard to know when you're really playing into the shared subjective experience or if you actually have something unique subjective to say.
No one's like completely unique though. We're all special
I know, I
snowflakes in
know,
our
I know.
little special ways. You know what I mean? I'm not like, by the way, this isn't me like castigating you with like judgment or anything like that. It's just like I get this is why I just go like I just try to like I know what I like and I know what I don't like, and I know why sometimes I don't like it. And sometimes those reasons are silly, so I try to block those off. To me, when I hear like I used to again, this isn't you, this is me. Like
Yeah.
I used to be a dude who used to just hate pop music, period. Pop music, if you could categorize the song or the artist as pop music, I'd just be like they're shit. They're just shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because they all do the same bullshit, and it's like, well, no, like, no, they don't all do the same shit. Like pop
Yeah.
artists are popular. Like that's not their fault. They're all different genres to some extent.
Well, yeah, I
People
like
can
pop music because it actually plays into, I guess, the thing that I was saying I don't like. So
right.
maybe, but I appreciate, like it's good because the thing that everybody likes is probably good. Um,
No,
someone, what? No.
no, no,
Um,
no.
no.
It's not true. It's just like I usually I usually say this for like it's because it's sort of funny. It's because it's super extreme. But like, hey man, like Germany was wild at some point.
Yeah.
And I get that there's also like fear and there's like other reasons, but like a
It
lot
was a
of
good.
people could,
It was a good
a lot
drug.
of, yeah, like a lot of people
It was a.
can do some fucked up shit and like be pretty like cool with it. Like that again, it's not to equate, although Jesus fucking Christ, we're talking about like Hitler and then fucking Kanye in the same goddamn stream, but like it's not as extreme now, right now. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to be like, are you comparing Hitler to like Lady Gaga? And it's like, yes, in some tiny like insignificant way, you could go ahead and be like, you said Hitler and Lady Gaga are the same, and it's like, well, no, I'm just saying that like just because a lot of people like a thing or are doing a thing doesn't necessarily mean that like it's good. It just means that like a lot of people like it. Like to your point, it's funny because you say you don't like it, but then you're like, oh shit, I do kind of like it.
I do.
Like some people
Um,
just yeah.
well,
Sometimes the
I
sin
like it.
is good.
I like it. Is in terms of like so. What I mean when I say good, I don't mean like morally good. Like what like I just mean like a pop song that's really popular probably does something that really speaks to people. Like it could be something really simple, like just a way they're using some instrumentation or something simple, but it just something like and it's gonna be appealing to a lot of people. Um, and I value that. That thing I don't value, so I value it from the like the consumer side and the enjoyer side, but like from the producer side, it's like, well, True, but I don't want to just do that and just like make the thing that everyone's gonna like. Something I really believe pretty strongly. And I guess you might disagree, and if you disagree, it'll make me look so fucking pretentious. But if I think that anybody can make something that people want, but a true artist makes people want something they didn't know they wanted.
Yeah.
You don't agree?
No.
That's
No.
okay.
Sometimes. So, what kind of artist are you?
I went to school for painting, but I'll do pretty much anything. I do
Okay.
oil painting.
Cool. All right. So here's some context. I'm a musician.
Hmm.
Or at the very least, at one point or another, I would call myself a musician. Right now, I'd call myself a guy who's trying to be a musician again,
Hmm.
and will hopefully achieve that at some point. Um, but like that's the context that I have is that like I grew up wanting to be good. Now,
Hmm.
good at some point meant a thing to me. Like it meant like being fast at guitar because I was a guitarist and I was known for playing guitar. So I wanted to be better because I knew what better was because better at the time
Hmm.
was well when I play fast and clean, people go, "Oh shit, that 16-year-old can shred." And it's like, "It's a little bit. I'm not bad." But like that's what good was. Now obviously I've moved away from that, but I still enjoy it. I still like it when like I like metal a lot. I like it when people play fast and clean. I like technical death metal bands because they play
Hmm.
fast and clean.
Hmm.
I the same way I like to some extent like Mr. Girl. It's he has good note selection. Is he the best ever? No. Like the dude's like far, far, far away from the being the best ever. But like is are his choices still interesting? Yeah. Do I
Hmm.
look forward to the next thing? Yeah. I was a little disappointed that it sounded like a song that would have been on Boundaries, but I understand that like he's also like he is a musician now. But like he's now like I think he said he played bass one time. Like this is something that he's like actively like crafting. This isn't a dude 15 years into like making shit art like music like giving you like the business. Like this is a dude like like figuring it out like caveman
Hmm.
style like making shit and you can see him like fucking chiseling the fucking thing. Like it just gets better every time. But I guess to me I just go like it's a process. Like I like the process. So I like the idea of getting better in the sense that like I like people who like
Okay.
take a thing and then like get closer and closer and closer to like the whatever it is
Okay.
that they want.
Well, but I might be able to change your mind. Okay, so on my slogan of wisdom, and if I can't, then I'll live with it. Um, but so you let's say that you're like incredibly technically proficient. A way that what I'm saying would apply would be so say that you could play any genre or whatever because you're a musician and you could, and someone tells you I don't like metal, and you know I can make you like metal right now. That I think like if you're like I know if I played this thing right now, you'd be like, wait a minute, there's something to that. I think that
No.
no.
I think I so here's where I go back to like the value system. I think a lot of people value not the music. Like not like me autistically, the music, like the notes and the chords and the intervals. Like no one there's a subset of people who enjoy that. Most of them are probably musicians, I would imagine, because I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how unless you're just like a person who like just know like I play no instruments, but I know chords and I know like I don't know why you would do one but not the other. I guess because you really fucking like the music at that point. Like that's just the music that you're thinking about. Um, but like I don't think anyone I'm not even that close. Like obviously I have the context of me like I like fast shit, I like clean shit. I
Mm-hmm.
like it's just what I like. It's what I liked and so now it's a thing that I like obviously have gone different ways, but the thing still remains. I still like the music part. It doesn't have to be super fast or super clean, but it does have to show like some like not even mastery. I need to feel the work. I need to feel you trying. I need to feel
Experimentation.
like Yeah, well,
Could be.
maybe. I guess you
Maybe.
could call it. I guess you could call like getting faster and faster and faster and faster experimentation. But like it's the experimentation is more of a big
Devotion.
thing. It's more of like people nowadays play like in tech death metal bands, they'll play like 300 BPM is like the new like if you can do 300 BPM, you're a fucking god. Because you're just
Hmm.
like "Brrr," and then like you're just like you're drumming and everything's just like "Brrr," it's fucking insane. But like 10 years ago, most people didn't even think that 300 BPM was like a thing that you could achieve live on stage. Now there are things that like made it so. There's like technology that makes it easier to do it. But like again, 10 years ago, we were just like, there's just no shot. There's no shot. The quickest guy we got is this one guy named George Colias or whatever the fuck. Like there's a few tech death metal guys, but like the quickest drummer we got is this guy. And this guy, like, once he start getting up there, like, he ain't that clean anymore. But it's like, we figured it out. And like in the fucking 60s or whatever the fuck, like Ozzy Osbourne, when they were just like, bah, 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 like making metal, even though it's like, that's what metal is. Like, it's literally like, it's what metal is. But like, I don't fucking care. Like, it's not fast and it's not noisy and fucking. So I don't think people care about that. I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people care about the feeling. Like you might not, but I think a lot of people do. And some people just don't like that. They don't like the aggression that comes from it. They miss out on the beauty that sometimes can be like hidden underneath. But that's just me being a douchebag. You know what I mean? Like that's just me going like, yeah, but you're like missing the
But
context. It's like some
but
people
couldn't
they
you
don't want
could
that.
couldn't you be the catalyst that shows people that beauty, like finds a way to make it so
Well,
that
yeah, that's like sort
anyone
of
can
my
see it?
channel. Yeah, my channel is sort of like that.
Oh,
Like
there.
it, the idea, like, well, the my Twitch channel is because like those videos are music shares. Like people show up and they go like, "Here's a thing, here's a thing." I might not like it, but that, like, I don't think that. I guess maybe like it influences some people, but I would just be like, "Hey, if that's happening to you, you're stupid. Like, don't do that. Don't make me the arbiter of the thing that you like, because that makes you a fucking idiot. Like,
Well, that's not what I mean. I
I'm
don't mean to just take to steal your a position or opinion. I just mean
mm,
like to show somebody the part that is beautiful, like because it's
they're
all
not gonna get it. I don't think they're gonna get it. I don't think if someone is in the mindset of musicality, they might sort of like appreciate it. You could add context like during the song and be like, "Do you know that like not a lot of people can go this fast? Isn't that
yeah.
cool?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, I guess that's cool." But it's like ultimately like that's if the person doesn't value the fact that the drummer can drum at 300 BPM, then they're gonna be like, it still just sounds like. And it's funny because this is how I literally describe metal to people. It's the genre that I listen to the most, but it's the sound of a person just screaming like a demon.
Hmm.
Um, Technically, broken guitars. Distortion is literally the act of like you're bringing the gain up so high that it's causing the sound to be distorted. Like we know what a clean guitar sounds like. That's how like the metal guys, the rock guys did it. They just like turned the gain all the way up and then like they got this crunchy tone. And they're like, this is fucking dope. And everyone's like, this is fucking dope. Um, so the sound of broken guitars, bass that's so low that generally speaking you don't hear it, you feel it, and drums that sound like actual machine guns. It's like at no point should those sounds come together and like be good, like good. You know what I mean? Like just people don't like that in general. Usually they don't want to live in a world that sounds like that. Like so it's like I understand that when like someone shows up and they're like metal sucks. It's just like angry and blah 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 blah. Blah. I just go like, "Oh, I can see that you sort of value like the like a certain type of feeling or even, like you might even like aggressive music, but like you might feel that like metal tries too hard in that direction and I totally get it. Why the fuck do you need to drum at 300 BPM? There's no point. You can still get the same message across at a slower speed. Like you don't need to drum that fast, bro. Like chill." But it's like, yeah, well, some people
But
just
it wouldn't be the same.
it would not be the same. So it's like I fucking hate noise music. I hate it. I don't consider it music. My brain does not consider it music. I can be the nice little guy with the context matters and like so noise music, the reason why people like it is, but it doesn't. Ultimately, it doesn't matter because the musicality for me just isn't there. A lot of the time, it's just a dude or a chick just like fucking a guitar up or yelling into it or throwing shit around. And then there's like, and then concerts, and then they punch each other. I'm like, okay,
Oh
look,
yeah, oh
enough,
cool.
enough,
Yeah.
enough. And I understand that, well, metal concerts, they punch each other, but the idea isn't to punch each other. The idea is to like realistically shove each other. And like, there's like this level of aggression that like BJJ, like, it's just like this fucking like it's like almost a martial art, but you're not meant to like fuck each other up. Like that's not the point. That's not supposed to be the point anyway. Like that's not because it's a different part of the. It's not the music. Like people are there to like jam out and then sort of like do this. But if the context is no, we go to these places and we punch each other, I go like you're doing a different thing. Like this has nothing to do with music. You're just maybe a little fucked up. But this has nothing to do with music. Like you just, and if you like that, that's fine, bro. That's fine. Go ahead and enjoy. But like, noise music isn't music to me. It's just noise. But I understand that for some people, the bandwidth for them is way, way smaller.
You're
And
just saying
metal,
they're stupid. You're saying they're stupid.
no, I mean to me, yeah, sure, yeah, no, absolutely. Again, I have that part of my brain that goes like, you're a dumbass. You can't appreciate the fact that this asshole spent his like last 15 years honing in his screaming technique, and now he can do like 30 different screams in 30 different seconds. How dare you not appreciate? But then there's a part of me which just yells at me. So maybe I just have mental illness because I'm a musician. But there's a part of me that just yells at me and goes like, "Hey, it's okay for them not to like that. Like it makes sense actually that they don't like." And it's like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, it does make sense.
One of my favorite, my absolute favorite composer is Eric Satie.
Never heard of
And okay, he is incredibly simple, but his compositions are just very good. Um, and
What do you mean
to
by good?
me, very good. That's the question, right? But I'm about to try to elaborate. So to me, when you say that metal, that is good metal is good because it's all these it meets all these bars of proficiency and so impressive and stuff, and that's what it is, and people don't appreciate that. For me, I hear all of those things like the rapid the machine gun drumming, the like the broken guitars, the bass that you just feel, and it's not just those things. I think those things come together to achieve a certain like experience for people. And like so the thing, if I wanted to show someone how to appreciate metal, I wouldn't tell them. I might tell them like to appreciate the musicianship of it, but if I want to tell them someone like if the way I'm experiencing it, if you want to experience it the way I am, you have to be appreciating aggression. You have to be an angry person to some extent. You know what I mean? You have to have that in you. That's where it's coming from. That's where you're gonna get your rocks off listening to it. Um, so with Eric Satie, it's the thing that he gets out of me is like just profound um, creativity and melancholy. It's hard to. It's even. It's almost. It's hard to articulate.
Okay. Um. Hmm. I don't think
Is
it's.
that a
I just.
stupid? Is that a stupid way
No, it's
to?
not stupid. I think
You
it's.
can
I
say it.
think
No, fucking say it if you think it. Because
no, it's not. It's not. Trust me, I would have said it if it was stupid.
okay.
No, it's not stupid. It's like this is what I mean. I don't my how much I care about certain things is just this is how it's presented. And I understand that people tend to enjoy like you just appeal to the emotion part. You're like,
Mm.
no, you have to like being angry in this particular way. And it's like
Yeah.
not everyone likes being angry in that particular way.
Right.
It's just some people, and it's like to some extent, like while I like tech death metal, it's also not the only metal that I listen to. I listen to sludge metal, which is like unbearably slow sometimes. I listen to doom metal, which is even more unbearably slow sometimes. Um, so it's like it doesn't always have to be this one type of regression. Like some people just like different things. I mean, for fuck's sake, sometimes I'll listen to like there's this Nordic folk band, or I guess they do world music called Halun. Have you heard of them before?
I, I might have, but I don't think so.
They like dress up in like Norse, like old. They basically look like they're fucking like from the God knows when the Vikings existed. Basically, is what they do, and they put on these dope shows where I mean they also make really dope music, but they make this really cool music where it's sort of like like Nordic influenced music from like that time. So they try to use like the drums and the instruments from that time, but they also do add like synth and strings and like bass and all this kind of shit. Um,
Hmm.
So aggression to me sometimes is in the form of like one of their songs where it's just like it's just dudes like yelling a war chant. Like one of their songs is it's I don't even know I call it a song, but there's no like I guess there's some rhythm at some point, but it's the sound of them like stomping like coming sort of like into the foreground, like in front of you, as if they were
Hmm.
like far away and then getting up closer. And then them yelling like a chant while they're like it's in time. So like it's them creating this like sort of illusion of like men with weapons in this time and Viking you and there's something about that like I can like take and
Hmm.
like put it in my head and it feels good because that type of aggression at this moment in time is what I need. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes it's
Right.
not always the tech death. Sometimes it's not always the sludge metal. Sometimes it's like there's a dude called Amigo the Devil, who's this guitarist a singer guy. And some of his songs are just like super fucked up, like um, but they're like charming. There's this one where he's talking about like shoving barbed wire through some dude's asshole and out of his mouth. But it's like the most quaint little like. But there's something about that nice little quaintness that sometimes it gets inserted, and I go like, oh yeah, that's what I need. I need to know that. I need that inside of me because that feels good. Like that aggression feels good, even though it's this like terribly psychotic form of it. But it's like, yeah, sometimes it's like that. So I don't think. Sometimes I don't think a person who likes metal I think sometimes, yes, they just have a thing that's blocking them, which is what I said before. I think sometimes you have to know what the layer is that you can shave off. For me, it used to be pop music. It used to just be like, well, if you're making like simple shit, then like it's stupid, it's dumb. It's like, stop. I know I like music that's simple. I can go find it. It doesn't take too long to go find music that I like that's simple, or that I would consider simple, I guess.
Hmm.
Um, So it's like sometimes it's just not gonna ping off. Now, from your angle, I think you're going like appreciate. You're saying appreciate, but it's like what you really mean is like you want them to like it. You don't want them to appreciate it because appreciating is like I appreciate the Beatles. I don't like the Beatles. I every time I listen to a song, it's like I don't care for them. But I appreciate what the Beatles did. Like
Okay.
I like
Well.
Led Zeppelin.
Okay. Here's an example of how what I'm saying would play out. So
Okay.
like say um you see a niche. How I'm thinking of a really weird thing. I'm not gonna say. So I'm gonna try to think of a better one. Let's say
Can I just say right before you say this? Can I just say one thing?
what?
I think what you're about to say is this is how you sell someone on something. And I just go, I'm not trying to sell you a thing. I don't care
Kind
about
of,
selling you a
kind of,
thing.
but no. I'm saying you. Um, so let's just say it's one person. This person says they don't like metal, and they've listened to metal. They told you what they've listened to, and they told you why they don't like it. Except you know that this person is a very angry person, and the type of metal they would listen to just isn't the type of anger they need. And you're like, I know that if I play this for you, you're gonna like start freaking out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's what I
Like,
mean. I think that's what you're talking about. You're talking about like selling someone on a song.
No,
where
I'm
it's like,
saying finding the thing they need in like so it's like so you said earlier
oh, okay, so I guess
you
that at
said
that point
earlier
I
wait
just
you
go that,
really quick you said earlier that like so the type of metal you need the type of aggression you need changes and so that's true and so like it's not going to be for everyone at every moment but there are things that people need that they don't know that they need and being able to spot that and give it to them without them knowing they even wanted it
yeah.
that's
I guess that's I try to do that. I just don't try to find things for people. Like I just listen to music when I'm listening. I guess like I don't know like sort of where we are in the conversation at this point because it's like I don't disagree with you. Like
mm,
sure, but to me like I just go like that person doesn't know metal. They're sort of like categorizing metal as this like these songs that I heard and it's like well yeah, dude, there's like if you just look in the other direction real quick, there's like a bunch of shit, horrid stuff that you would love. Like
mm-hmm.
you're just looking sort of in the wrong direction. But then that goes back to like I just think people value different things at different times and you sort of
Yeah.
have to like some people it just doesn't work. Sometimes
Oh yeah.
it just doesn't work. It's like a relationship. It just doesn't work. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Well, I'm not
So
saying sell it to everybody. I'm sorry if I keep interrupting. I interrupt you way more than
no, you're
you
good.
interrupt
You're
me.
good. You're good.
Okay, just
No,
checking
yeah,
in.
yeah.
Okay.
We're like normal
So
people talking. It's fine.
yeah. You're more polite than me. So, uh, um, it's not,
Fair.
I'm not
I
trying to
mean,
say that my ideal is to sell like the thing to everybody. I'm just saying that there are people who don't know they want something, and being able to show somebody that they actually there's something that they will want about something they never knew they wanted. That's like the best possible thing you could do as an artist, I think.
that's cool. Yeah. I don't think that has to do anything with context though. I think we're sort of this is why I mean I
No,
was like I think we're sort of like away
it
from the
doesn't.
thing because I totally agree with you, but I don't think that has anything to do necessarily context so much as it
No,
is
maybe
like
not really. Not really.
the person just sort of like I think we meandered. It's again, if you have
Yeah,
ADHD brain, I so have it too. So like we're fucked.
yeah.
We're fucked.
Well, I've got a shit
But
ton of stuff on my notes here that have nothing to
yeah,
do with anything.
no, that's what I'm saying. It's amazing. I love these are the conversations I enjoy. It's just like fucking strange meandering through the
Mhm.
forests of our fucking minds. Like it's just cool. But I agree with you. I think that's fine. I think again, I just go. I think that's sort of just like people not knowing what a thing is. Like that's me. That's me going like I don't like pop music, but it's like yeah, no, you don't like Lady Gaga, dude. Like go find other pop music. Pop just
Mhm.
is just like they're popular. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
sometimes they're popular because for a reason, and it might be the reason that you like. It might be the musicianship part. Go check it out instead of being a dumbass who just like I don't like pop music, so I'm not gonna listen to anything that makes under like over $1 million. Like, what kind of fucking dumb shit is that? Like, are you listening to the music or are you listening to the fucking cash register, bro? Like, just the notes are playing, stupid. Like, you might
I
enjoy
have
it. Go over
I
there
have
and
that
like,
problem with video games. I
what do you mean?
like AAA games, I sort of like my mind is like oh, I'm not interested. Um, but there are probably some good ones. It's just oh god, like it's so many things about AAA games are just like all the time like fucking tutorials like I know there's gonna be a fucking tutorial that's gonna be so long for like so that they can appeal to fucking 4-year-olds and everything and like and they're gonna so do so many things that I'm gonna hate but there might be a great game. I don't know.
It's understandable. Like, I
But
don't
it's the
like
same
all
thing.
AAA games. Like, I like some of them for sure. Like, I usually don't have a problem, but I also grew up playing essentially what AAA games like turned into, or once were. Like I've been playing video games since like ever. So
Yeah.
to me, I just sort of again, I just sort of enjoy the progress. I like that when I was a kid, I was playing Super Mario, and it looked like a guy 2D on a screen that
Yeah.
kept going up and down the things. And now I play Super. I don't really play Super Mario, but at the very least, when I look at the trailer for the new Super Mario, it's like, holy shit, bro, we have come a long ass fucking way, and like that part's just cool to me.
But even
So,
back then, because it was like back then, it was
oh, it was so
it
wild
was
back then, yeah,
like I'm controlling a cartoon,
yeah,
like you know.
yeah. It's fucking wild. I mean, we're still doing that to some extent. We're just sort of controlling a little cartoon, but like, hey man, sometimes that cartoon it does some wild shit when you press the buttons. So it's like it's a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
that's a
Are
different
you standing
conversation.
up?
I am, yeah.
All right, cool.
I have a standing desk. It keeps me like awake. If I get in a chair, like you're catching me at the end of my day. That's when like my streams usually
Hmm.
are, and like I've been working like I have like an office job, but I work from home from right now, and my thing is like right there. Like my desk is right there.
Mm.
So, like I've been sitting for 8 hours. The last thing I need to do is like sit for another like three. And I know for a fact that if we have a conversation, I'm just gonna start like slumping in my chair and like going and like I'm just gonna die mentally. So I gotta be up. I gotta be awake.
Someone in my chat just said mechanics is better than story. I'm just gonna agree and move on. As far as video
Absolutely. I
games,
mean, without a doubt. That's my thing, right? Like that's just like
uh,
again, I just go like, what's the point of the game? To me, the point of the game is to play a game, I
well,
guess, is like the
story
game. The
story is
story thing.
undermined by the format. I think it's you could a good story could be great, but it's just so undermined by the format. Like something horror games are dramatically hindered by the fact that you die and you come back to life. So you're not actually afraid of the monsters after you die like twice because you know like there's no real consequence. You just have to do it again. Like it might take a second to get back where you were, but it's like it's annoying. I want to play a
That's
horror
gamer
game.
brain. Yeah.
I want to play a horror game that legitimately has permadeath and you can only play the game one time or maybe two times. You can die once and then you're like, okay, this is your last try. And the game could be incredibly easy, but still you'd be on edge because you know, like, if I lose, I'm not playing the rest of the game ever.
I
That
think
would,
there are games like that, but yeah, I mean, people want to play it again.
yeah.
Like the gamer brain makes you want to play it. Let's be honest. Like you would die and go, this motherfucker, I'm doing it again. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
how do
pay
I
this guy
mod my
$20 and I'm gonna
computer?
do it again. Yeah, you're gonna do it again. Like you're gonna do it again because it's not about the. It's that's really not what it is. Like there is a little bit of like you can't go that extreme. I don't like extremes too much. I like extremes because they're good to exist because they shoot out like good shit in both directions and like create the constellation of art that we all like know and love. But in general, I don't like all the way like that. So while the idea sounds cool, you know, and I know as gamers that we go like, son of a
I
bitch,
want it. I want it.
I want it. I want to fucking beat it. You
I
motherfucker, you
want
made a
no.
game,
I want to do that extreme.
yeah,
I want to suffer. I want to play
but
the
you're not
game
going
and
to.
lose.
But you're not going to.
I might.
You know you're not going to.
I don't
It
know.
doesn't make sense. As a true gamer, it doesn't make sense because you want to beat the game. You want to beat it. It's like that's the point of the
I want to.
if
I want
gameplay
to.
is like the true thing,
Right.
the thing that is at that extreme does not actually like match up with the extreme of being a gamer. Like it's like a Sisyphean. No, what is it? It's like Icarus. Like it doesn't compute. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Because the gamer wants to beat the game. The gamer wants the gameplay. Even if is easy. Like you still want like there's something about fucking like Dark Souls. Like there's something about like fuck
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I just beat Dark Souls, bro. Like and you might go
Well,
like, "Oh, it's stupid that you value something." But it's like, fuck you. I play a video game." Like
well,
I'm playing a video game.
Dark Souls is a good example. Like it does a lot of things right. And death is very punishing. Like you can beat a boss and get all those souls, and then if you die, like you lost it
Gone.
all.
Mhm.
And
And if you die again, it's gone for good. It's like you never
yeah.
even beat that guy. Go
And
get
that
fucked,
makes
you
it
idiot.
like the stakes.
Yeah.
So I want a game that I mean you won't want it, but I want the game that fucking
The game exists, by the way.
what game?
The game that you're talking about. There is I don't remember the name of it, but I know it exists. There's a game
Yeah, but
where
is it
if
good?
you I don't know, because again, I'm gamer brained to like maybe a ridiculous extent, and I go, I wouldn't ever want to play it because I know that I will lose, and then I will find a way to play it again.
Yeah, but even that like it's forcing you to do that, and so you know that you're gonna have to like in Dark Souls you have to do the whole boss run again every time you die, so you like don't want to die, and so like, and there's like it's punishing in that way. So like I guess making you like fucking like um system reinstall your computer to replay it.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, like then Dark Souls wouldn't be a thing. If Demon Souls came out and that's what it was, like that's what it literally was. Like if you die one time, you gotta either pay us another $60 or you don't play it again. Everyone would be
no
like,
paying,
get
no
fucked.
paying, no paying. Uh, what?
But to your point, to the extremity, like it just doesn't work. Like we wouldn't have Dark Souls because no
Well,
one
yeah,
would have.
not Dark Souls. It would be different.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is actually something that would be a much more story-based game. it would have to be easy. There would have to be things that can kill you and like end the game, but and so the stakes are high and you're terrified of them. But secretly, it's actually not that hard. But every step of the way, and you know one guy that lost at this place, and you like like shit, like so like as the whole time you'd be on the edge of your seat, and it has to be easy. It has to secretly be easy.
That
You
sounds
know what I mean?
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds like legitimately, it sounds awesome. I don't think it has anything to do with gameplay though.
No, it doesn't. It
Oh.
doesn't.
Yeah, like I just feel like that's a different thing. Like,
I think David Cage games are horrible. David
which is
Cage.
funny because that's almost like, well, I guess you don't. It's not like you die, but like, well, no, actually, the people die in those games. When they die, right?
Yeah.
I guess you could restart it, but like, if one of those fuckers dies, that's it. Like, you don't get them back,
Yeah.
right?
I just think usually narrative based games just aren't done very well. It's just hard. It's really hard. I don't think he does it very well.
I definitely don't think David Cage does it very well. Like the little bit that I've played of his games, they're just bad. But I also don't
Comically
value
bad.
story. I don't value story. Like really, like, again, context wise, it could add, but like I'm playing well, like when I play Dark Souls, I'm not playing Dark Souls because like this could be like literally like little like 16-bit polygonal. It's Hollow Knight. Like I can play Hollow Knight. I don't need it to look like this. I don't need a story behind it. It could be anything. I just like the act of pressing the button at the right time. You know what I mean? Like there's just something addicting and nice. And maybe you're just going like, well, you're just gamer pilled and you just fucking love pressing the button and it just feels good. And it's like, well, yeah, I'm playing a video game, stupid. Like I'm not like I'm playing a video game. Like I'm having fun, and that's how I have fun is pressing the button like really good. Like
Right.
I
I
like
think
pressing the button really really
the
good.
the game's gotta earn it from me to be not gamer brained. That's what I want. I want a game to force me to be its
To
bitch,
like it.
and
Yeah,
yes,
to
to
like the
not
story.
be
Yeah.
gamer brained. Yeah. So something I do. I think on my last stream I mentioned this, but something like I did to Skyrim is I modded it so you can't quick travel and you can't auto save, so you have to
Yeah.
go to
Oh
an
yeah.
inn to auto save, and you have to use the carriage. So now you're actually immersed in shit. Like you're not. There's no arrow pointing to your destination either. You're just like actually in the game, and so like I have to make. I could have imposed those rules on myself in the gameplay, but I can't do that. I have to actually have them forced on me by the game, and I want a game to force me to not be gamer brain. You know?
I think the option is good. I think, but sometimes the option is also detrimental because obviously, to the point of
Yeah.
before, if the extreme happens where a game comes out and you can only play it the one time, and if you die, it's gone. It's like I'm gonna mod the fuck out of my computer until I get this game back. Like it's gonna
Yeah. Yeah.
happen. You know what I mean? But I also do like the self-imposition. Like I'm playing. It's funny that you said you don't like AAA games, but I would like Skyrim is definitely a AAA game. Like
Oh yeah.
to the but like I'm playing God of War right now. Like I've been
Mhm.
playing it since I was like since the first one came out. I just love it. And again I like the progress. I like the story. I like the fact that it was one like beat 'em up game, and now it's like this. It's not Dark Souls, but it's like it's this different combat system that I thoroughly enjoy. When I play that game, I just turn the HUD off. I turn the health off. I don't like. I still have the option at any point in time. So if I want to know if I'm close to death, I can just like touch the little center thing or whatever the fuck, the little touchpad on it. But like in general, I just keep it off. Like I don't want to know. I don't care. Like I want this. I want the game. I want no information. I just want like
Mhm.
the game. I just want the little so I can press
Yeah.
the button real good. I feel like everything else is like it's like fucking me up. Like I just need the game. I just need the little button.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Dark Souls.
When I watch movies, I wish that I did not have the option to move my mouse cursor down and see how much movie is left. I wish I did
Oh yeah, you
not
can just
have
be
that
like yeah,
option.
yeah.
Yeah, but I do, and I fucking do it all the time. Ugh.
It's something about technology. It's funny because it's like this sort of like relates back to the point. There's like context that I don't think existed in art before that does now that we're just
Mhm.
sort of privy to, and now we go like, well, context is awesome, and it's like, yeah, that's cool, but you only have that because you have a fucking there's a little there's a little computer in your pocket that at any point in time you can just go context. It's like back then it was like here's this book and it's like what's it about? And it's like I don't fucking know. Can you even read, stupid? And then like they just toss you a book and then like you just figured it out. There was no context a lot of the time. Like there's the story. That's what you got was the
Yeah,
story.
it was hard. It
You know
was
what I
really
mean?
hard to build context.
Unbelievably difficult.
Yeah.
Like it. So that's why I go like I don't think that's what made that art good when it came out. Yet here we are talking as if At least some of those things are fucking amazing. But it's like they didn't have context. Like I mean, maybe a couple of people around Lovecraft were like, "Holy shit, that dude's fucking out of his mind." But most people were just reading his shit, going like, "Oh, this is cool."
Mm.
They didn't know he was a fucking batshit crazy racist. To be fair, I don't think they care so much about the racist part. But like, they didn't know he was batshit.
I'm pretty
You know what
sure
I mean?
he
Like,
was
his
even racist for his time. I think like even racist people were like, "Holy
were
shit."
like
Yeah.
fucking skinheads going like, "God damn, dude, like, chill. All right."
Calm down.
I don't like I hate black people, but like not that much, motherfucker. Like, God,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, no. I just think it like I don't that's why I don't value it as much. I think it's cool. I think that you can look it up isn't inherently a bad thing. But I don't think it's what makes the thing good.
Hmm.
I think the thing is what makes the thing good. And I think all the extra things are cool, but like really it's just like a relationship between the thing and you. That's what I value, I think, the most. Like if I just sort of like scrap everything and keep it just like the most bare bones. Like if I write a song and I give no context and I put it out, I just put it out. There's there's nothing you can do that like someone might come to my channel, see me like playing drums. I have like drum videos. I call them making noise because I'm adorable. So if people show up and they see the making noise, they might like, oh, this dude's gonna be like he's gonna be like going insane and like literally making noise. But then I'm sort of like, I just record like the first like 15 to 20 minutes of like my practice, which is me just like sort of warming up and like playing like little beats and whatever the fuck. I'm just getting my hands warm. And I don't know why, but I think it's cool to see the first 15 minutes of me sitting at my drum set. I just think it's sort of like, but that's a me thing. Like the music part doesn't matter so much as it is like I like the progression of seeing myself like, oh well, this day it was like really cold in the studio because like the windows are fucking open and it's fucking like 30 degrees because some asshole forgot to close them, and like my hands are fucking freezing and you can tell that like I'm like stiff and like as like 10 minutes rolls on I'm like okay I'm sort of feeling it and I'm doing shit like, but I don't, that person when I put the video up they don't know any of that shit. They don't
I
know
like
that my hands
well,
were cold.
you should say it.
It's cool that you like it. Yeah, yeah. I like the fact that you then go like, oh shit, well maybe I'm gonna go watch one of these videos and see what the fuck he's talking about. But then at that point, we're not talking about music at that point. You're going like, I want to see like the story. I want to see the progression of a person after I've known that it was cold in that studio on Making Noise 3. That but that's a different thing. That's not the music part because someone might show up and go like, this is shit, and it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't blame you. My hands were fucking freezing. You don't need to know that though. Like that part doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the fact that I still sound stiff or that I still like the notes didn't come out the way that I want them to. Right? Like the context
Right.
doesn't do anything.
Um,
The time
don't you
happened.
don't you have this experience? I don't know how you find new music to listen to, but a lot of times I listen to like I'll get feed it algorithmically. Like I'll use like radio thing style what radio feed and like this on Spotify or
Spotify
whatever.
new shit like
Yeah,
Pandora or something. Yeah, yeah.
and so I'll hear something I really like. I'll mark it and I'll listen to it again a few times, and then eventually I'll be like, okay, I like this enough. I'm gonna listen to more by this artist and stuff, and learn more about the artist. And now suddenly there's so much more to like about the song I already liked.
It's like the music video.
Yeah, it could. Well, no, actually, sometimes it does the opposite. Sometimes it makes me like the song less.
Like the
Um,
music sometimes the music video does it too.
yes, yes.
Yeah. That's what I see it as. Is at least that's how I value it as. Like
Hmm.
I just go like, yeah, to me it's just like it's a music video. Or not a music video, obviously, but like it's more. And more is cool. More I'm not gonna complain about more, especially if it makes me like it. But it's just I just don't value it that much. I'm not
Well,
gonna go out of my way.
well, this is something I feel strongly about. So I think it always should make it better, ideally. And I think that it's the job of the artist, and in the age of what you're saying, where there's so many places to overshare and expose yourself, that it makes it hard. But I think it's the job of the artist to not ruin their own artwork, and like, like a lot of artists tend to do that now. I think,
I don't
like,
know.
let's say that you have something mysterious in your song, and everybody's like, this is really interesting, and then you just go out and say, I didn't mean anything. Uh, I'm just I was an accident. Like,
But they don't know that.
just don't say it. Just don't say it.
They don't know that.
Yeah, but
They don't
they
know
know it
that.
if they know it if you tell them.
No, no, no. I'm saying the artist doesn't know that. They have no. They're saying it came from nowhere. And it's like, well, no, it came from you, and you
Oh,
have experiences, and the shit that you came
that's
out
true.
with shot out your ass. So it's like
That's
you
true.
might say that like there's no meaning behind it, but it's like you can find the meaning behind it. Like
That's
it's
true.
there.
But that's not what I mean. I mean like it could be something small like it could genuinely be like you dropped something and it made a noise and infect the recording.
That's
Like
cool.
something
I mean,
like
yeah,
yeah
I like shit like that.
yeah that is interesting actually. I can't think of a good example, but um
I like when people use keys. Like sometimes I'll scroll like my Instagram is basically just like powerlifting and people playing drums. Sometimes like there's some cool drummers they'll just show up and like just shake some keys and it sounds good. Like there's just like
mhm,
and then they'll make a beat on top of it and it's like, damn, I should go get some keys and go fucking see what I can do with that.
right.
Some dude, there's a crazy ass dude. I don't know. He's out of his fucking. He must be on like LSD like all the fucking time. He'll take like a bucket of water and then he'll take a cymbal, but he's at a drum kit. So he's got a bucket of water just like in front of him. Instead of the snare drum, he's got a bucket of water and he's got like a little cymbal in front of him. And then he has a mic. And he'll like make a beat where he'll be like boom, boom, and then he'll hit the cymbal and go poing, and then he'll put it in the water and it'll
Mhm.
go wow,
Yeah.
and then he'll put it like to the mic and it goes wow. And it's like that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
If I had listened to that, I'd be like, what a wacky Weird Al esque or Weird Al esque thing. But the fact that I'm seeing him do it, I'm like, oh, this dude's like a scientist. This dude's like,
Yeah.
wow, wow. Like, there's just something about that I like. And not granted,
Mhm.
that's not the music at that point. I'm going like, I like something else. But it's like, most of the time, I value the music thing. If I just heard that, like just no video whatsoever, just heard it, I would have been like, okay, whatever. I walked away. But then at that point, those sounds are interesting. Maybe you can be like, well, then you like the music, I guess. And it's like, yeah, but like I know in my brain, I might not know everything that I know, but I know this part, which is I'd like it because he's a scientist, because he's doing weird, funky things. I
I
know
see
for a
it as
fact that
both.
this.
I think like so. I think if you're gonna be a scientist, that's interesting and cool in one level. Um, but like if your product sucks and the only thing that's interesting about it is that you're being a scientist, then you're not doing a good job. I think, in my opinion, very subjective opinion. I think you're like, but I think that if you're both being a scientist and you make something really compelling sounding, now you're truly onto something.
I
Because
think
if you're just doing
so.
it for no reason, if you're just doing it to be a scientist, then right?
Well, some people are just like that. I don't know the guy. Like maybe he hates music, but he just like sort of likes making these sounds. Again,
Mm,
you could argue, well, isn't music just sounds in a time? And it's like, yeah, he's probably a musician. Okay, like there's a good chance. But like, if the dude was like, I don't give a fuck, like I just sort of like doing this, you know. Or if he was just like, I don't know, it gets views on Instagram, then it's like, oh well, shit, that sucks. Like I don't like that.
yeah, I don't like
That
that.
would actively make me hate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I know at the end of the day that like, and maybe I've just gotten really good at. Maybe I've scraped this layer off enough times where like, part of me is gonna hate that, but I know for a fact that the other part of me is gonna see another video come up and I'll be like, oh shit, he's doing it again, but it's like a different thing, and I'm still gonna be like, that's cool. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Maybe it's just like I've just come to terms with things that like people just don't in general. Like maybe I just go like, yeah, sometimes the feeling that I'm having is like stopping me from like actively enjoying a thing that a part of my brain likes. The same way I can like something that part of my brain hates is the same way I can flip it the other
So
way.
why do you think that I'm trying to stop myself from liking things?
I have
I'm
no
not.
idea.
I
I
think
mean, you say you're not, but like you probably are. Like,
no.
to some
I
degree, you
value the
probably
same.
are.
I value the same thing you value. I like to do the opposite of not stopping myself. I value that highly.
Well,
Um,
so do I, but like I know that it's gonna happen anyway, and I won't
right.
know when it's happening. I'm just gonna be like, this sucks. But part of me might just be like, you're that layer is like not completely scraped off. You know what I mean? Like one of these days, I'm gonna listen to a pop song, and I'm just gonna. Oh, I know when it's happened before. I know precisely when it's happened before. Do you know the band Polyphia?
No.
So they make what is like instrumental like fuck. What are you like prog rock trap music. You've probably heard them. They're huge now. Like they're massive now. And when their first album came out, or when the first album with their new sound came out, it was like a massive hit. I enjoyed it personally because I was like, ain't no one doing this shit. This is wild. And now it's spawned a whole genre of people basically who just sort of do the same thing, right?
Hmm.
The new album, they've come out with a new album since then. I have not listened to the new album because the little bit that I have listened to it, I just go, you made the same thing again. You did it again. You just did it again because you know it works. And I know that that's the case because I have heard the lead guitarist say that like they were trying to find a new sound. They were trying to get like because they were making one type of music and it wasn't successful. People weren't listening to it. It was still like technically proficient, like good, like clean, like fast. I liked it. I enjoyed it. And when they came out with this new version of stuff, I was like, this is also dope because they're still bringing that like the musicianship. They're still doing technically proficient things, like unbelievably technically proficient things. I mean, this dude has like reinvented how you play guitar. Like,
Hmm.
it's wild shit. But it's also entered the popular zeitgeist where like it's also famous. It's also like people listen to it. Like a lot of people listen to it. And this is probably like one of the first times I think, well, maybe not the first times, but like it happens where I listen to a band for a particular reason. And a lot of the time it's because they're doing the wild like musicianship thing that I like. And then at some point they catch it. They get it. They're like, fuck, oh fuck, we found it. The thing that makes us money. And like you can't even really blame them because if you want to add context, they're probably struggling to fucking like make ends meet. They're musicians. There's a solid chance that they're just like they're working at McDonald's or Starbucks or whatever the fuck in the middle of their bullshit. And they go, fuck, yes, we somehow did it. We unlocked it. We did something that like works for us and works for other people. And we caught it. And now the guitarist is like taking pictures of him like getting engaged with his wife with like this ginormous ring with the fucking the Eiffel Tower behind them. I almost said Leaning Tower of Pisa, but that's not the one.
Yeah.
There's the Eiffel Tower behind them, and it's like he's got money now. He's feeding his family pretty goddamn well.
It
Okay,
doesn't bother me. That doesn't.
it
Okay, you know
does
what?
it does
Perfect
me.
example. Perfect example. Okay, well, perfect example, motherfucker, is something you love that does that. Dark Souls. Dark Souls franchise. They're like, ooh, we know what people like. We're gonna do it again, and we're gonna do it again a little bit better, but we're
Yeah.
gonna do the same thing. And I respect that a lot. I like it. That's what I like about this Dark Souls series is because they do that.
Well, yeah, but it's also to like a niche market. I don't disagree with
Yes.
you. But it's also in like this like hyper focused thing of gameplay, which even
They're
most
getting
people would
really
be like,
big. Like, I mean, they made Dark Souls 4, except they made it open world and called it Elden Ring. And
right, right. But even that, as popular as it got, like I think most people, while they, I think still you still get a ton of people going like, it's good. Like I can almost guarantee you, not a lot of people who picked it up who are new probably finished it. I think you got a lot of fans who probably like, but this is just me like speculating, of course. Like this isn't like
it doesn't matter if they
really.
finished it. They liked it.
Well, they might not have. I don't believe them when I say it
You don't
when they say
believe
it
them.
because I don't think if they didn't finish it, they didn't play it the way that like I think the people who the game is for would play it. I
I don't
think
think
to
there's a right
me,
way to play it.
sure, I think that's a valid point. But to me, I just go if you're like again if I guess you do like no you like story. You're
I do.
coping. You like story. I think you
I
like story more than you're trying to say you like story.
well, no.
I'm gonna
The
miss the
thing
girl
is,
the fuck out of you.
I know. Okay, I like gameplay so much that it ruins my ability to like story, but I do like story.
I think you like story more than you think you like story.
I don't. No, I don't know about that.
I think you do. I
I
think if
just
you
got a
gave it a
game
shot,
called I just got a game to called a couple days ago called FTL.
yes,
And
love that game.
okay,
Haven't
it's
beat it.
great.
I think I got it
Um,
like the same year it came out. Have not beat it one time. Fucking the last level
yeah, it's
always
hard.
just completely fucked
I
mine.
just got to the last level the last time. I beat the last ship once, and then it comes back, and it's like, what the fuck? Anyway,
Yeah.
um, so I have only read. So like every time something happens, you get like a text box that tells you some events, and I have only read like three or four of those, and I always just click right through. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I
what I
don't.
do every single time.
Yeah, but there's an example of like I'm just I don't give a shit about the story. I mean, I wish I did though. I think that
Well, I
this is
just
what
don't.
actually this is my genuine thought I've had about the game. I was like, this probably adds a lot to it, and I'm just ignoring it. And I wish that the game made me want to enjoy that more. I wish it was presented in a way that was more compelling and interesting than just a text box.
You know what? To me, it just sounds like you're saying I fucking love stories and games, but it's so difficult to do it that almost nobody can do it right. So you
Right?
don't even try. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Like I think I think you value gameplay. I don't think it's like this like zero sum thing where like you like story 75%, so you have to like gameplay 25%. I just think you like gameplay like 75%, and I think you think that you like story something like maybe like 40 or 50%, but you what you actually do is like it like probably like 70%, maybe even
I don't
like
know. Maybe
65.
you're right. I can't know that. Someone in chat
That's
just
what I'm
said
saying. That's what I'm saying.
story in video games is like story in porn. Nobody cares about them, but it's expected to be there. You know what?
No,
I
that's not
care about
true.
story in porn, and I think most porn sucks. And this is this is something that Mr. Earl says. Um
Oh yes, yeah, he hates that everyone's like fake acting or whatever the fuck.
yeah, but
You know what's funny? I like porn because of the sounds.
the
I like the
sounds.
sounds, the fake sounds. I know it's a
I
performance, but it
hate the
still
fake
sounds like moans.
sounds. I hate
I
the
love
fake
it.
sounds.
I love it. I don't like the extreme. Again, I don't like the extreme. I don't like the oh yeah. Like no one likes that. I don't think. I don't think anyone likes that. I don't think anyone's doing that in porn nowadays. Like they're just doing sort of like. I think people have gotten like figured it out. Like don't be too insane. Like there's little markets for that, I guess. I'm sure there's some fucking crazy people out there who just love that shit. But like I think most porn just has like normal people's. Maybe I just don't watch that much porn. Maybe I'm like maybe on the grand scale of porn, I'm just doing the 15 minutes and then I'm walking away or
porn
whatever the fuck it is.
Porn is what I was thinking about earlier in the conversation. Okay, I was
Oh, I'm
thinking
sure.
I was think. Oh,
I'm
I'm
sure.
always thinking. Okay, I was thinking about it 10 minutes
You
before we
have
started the
a
call.
cap that says
I'm gonna
wet.
be. I'm gonna be thinking about porn 5 minutes after the. I'm gonna be thinking about it right now. Okay, but what I
We
was
are thinking
thinking
about
is, I think there's so many people. So like I was saying before about I believe that the greatest artist is someone who makes someone appreciate something they didn't know they would appreciate or of love something, and I think that people are spoon fed slop, and hello.
Hey. Okay.
Something happened. The OBS crashed or something. We're disconnected and reconnected. Um, yeah, weird. Um,
Yeah.
I've never had
Weird
that
indeed.
happen.
It's funny, like this kind of happens every time I talk to somebody. Like for some reason, there's like a 50% chance there like something happens.
Yo, that
That
was
might be
very weird.
cursed.
Never had that happen that way before. Okay, I think it works now. I was just
Oh, yeah,
saying that
you're not.
I think that like so like heterosexual women that are primarily into guys, they have no porn. It's a wasteland. They have nothing that's good. There's like some shit that's
I would
very
probably
boring.
agree.
And most of them look at either lesbian or gay porn. And like gay porn kind of sucks. It's all like the fucking same thing. And lesbian porn generally, I don't know. It's like, yeah, I am back. I see your message. Welcome back. Yeah, so we'll probably be ending in about like 10 or 20 minutes. But
Oh shit, yeah, it's actually almost 8 o'clock.
yeah, you
These are
gotta go to
fun
bed and everything.
conversations. These always just fucking go. These are great.
I'm glad you
Um,
liked it.
so we're
But
okay. So porn stories. Oh, right. So back. So I was saying that. Funny enough, I like a good performance. Like I understand it's a performance, and I understand that sometimes it's not, and that either one works. I just to me, I go, I'm not gonna not enjoy a performance just because it's a performance. Like it's just what it is. Like
Um,
sometimes I just want to see a jazz drummer. He might not be going 300 BPM, but like the dude has dynamics.
you just want to
He's
see the
got
boobs.
I just sometimes you just want to see the and like let's be honest, like you just want like sometimes you just want to see the boobs. I just go like,
No,
yeah,
no,
I just
no,
go
no, no, no. What I want is the thing you described earlier about your just drumming things, where you're like, I want to know that when like I see like the porn star thing, I want to know that she was a little bit cold because the window was open, and like that adds a lot to that
right.
essential. That would add a lot to the porn. That kind of detail, and we're missing all of that. It's just boo 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 ooh go boo boo. It's
Well, that's what porn was made for. Like porn wasn't made for like most art. I don't think was ever really. It was made for the enjoyment of people. Like
Yeah,
I
but
think
I'm
that's what.
saying you'll enjoy it more when you get that fucking cold window feel. You get that.
No,
Yeah, I think
no.
yeah, I think yeah, I think yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think some people can. I think some people are like you, but they act like me. I think they go like, oh, but I just want to see titties. But in their head, they're going like, man, I don't like much
Yes.
porn. Like,
Yes.
I think that's what you're saying, and yeah, no, that's true. I think a lot of I'm not when I fucking say shit. I'm never really like. I don't think context is like bad. I just don't think context is necessary. Like, and people, I think people just turn the necessary that part of the sentence into, oh, he thinks it's bad. And it's like, well, no, I understand why you think I think it's bad, but it's not bad. Like, it's just I don't think it's a thing that you always have to take into account. When I listen to music, I'm listening to music. When I'm playing a game, I'm playing a game. The other things are fun, the story, the context, whatever. Those things are cool, but like I like the thing. I just like the thing for a second.
So do you like isolated context with no meat to it? Because what that I
Yes.
would say is just drama content. Like that's the best context machine. It's nothing. There's no quality to any of the drama content. Like people that do, like I mean, like sure you can say there's quality in some ways, but like
I just wouldn't call that art, but I guess that makes me a pretentious
exactly,
asshole.
exact. Well, yeah, well, it's drama. It's art in that it's just context. It's lots and lots of fucking rapid context, but with no artistry or no artists slowing down and refining anything. It's just context, just context, just
It's
context.
just humans being humans at that point. I don't know. Drama is drama unless you're talking like drama like YouTube videos and shit like
Yeah,
that.
that kind of stuff, like
Right. I
beef
mean, like the
and
video editing might be art
oh
or
yeah,
something
that's
like
different.
that.
That's
Like,
different. Yeah,
you're right. But the like drama, no, drama is literally just humans like interacting with each other, and then like every once in a while something happens, and then we just happen to have YouTube channels or TV shows or whatever the fuck that sometimes creates it and then gives it to us, and then we ingest it because to some
or
extent we all like aggression and like finding out that other people are sort of gross or that other people have it worse than you. But like I don't, I guess I just wouldn't consider that art. They're not doing art to me. Like, they're just like
I
it's just
think it's
life
art in
happening.
one way, but yeah,
I don't think this you want to talk about pretentious as fuck. I don't think people just existing is art. I understand that some people believe like just like life is art, man. Like
no,
I hate that shit. I hate that shit. I think it's cool to aim at a thing and get it. To me, I think it's cool when a jazz drummer tries to be the best jazz drummer. Shout out to Whiplash, one of the fucking best movies
I
of
well, I'm
2015.
gonna out pretentious you. I think that that's not art. I think that that is craft. Pretentious. I out pretentious you. I think that that's craft, and the thing that makes it art is the person behind it. But you don't agree, and that's okay.
Now I'm just trying to see if it fits and like if I can shove the puzzle piece and it works. Because it sort of works, but not really. Because then I go, there people have to play the piece. Maybe at this point I'm like extrapolating a little bit further, and there's maybe I am full of shit, and like there is
Yeah.
art in just the existing of people. Because you could probably argue that like I do
Well,
like the craft,
I'm
but
not saying there is art in just existing. I think it's you have to like exist on camera. Like that's like it's not just existing. You have to exist. Like
mm,
um there's a big difference between having wild sex with your partner and recording yourself having wild sex with your partner. Like the feeling and like the whole thing is just a different thing. It's just not the same, you know.
Yes, but I think when someone is trying to play a certain thing, because that's the I guess because that's the intent of trying to play it as perfect as whatever that means for them. Like again, this goes back to like I like people honing in things. I like Mr. Girl like picking a sound and like focusing. Even though I would like him to do something different that wasn't just I wanted that song to be like to surprise me. I was like, oh, he's gonna do something crazy. It's like, it's more of the same. Like, I can be cynical and be like, well, that's what makes it bad. But it's like, no, I still really enjoy the song. There are other things that I like about it, but I can
Hmm.
hear the cynical brain going like, it's just the same fucking song again. He's not doing anything different. It's just like, shut up, like, go away. Like, there's other things I can focus on. I don't need that right now. Um, but to me, I might have to think about it because I still like the idea of someone aiming at something because there's something about trying to create like perfection that's
Hmm.
good. Um, what that means for people is different, and some people are aiming at things that other people have already hit. So maybe like to your point or to your philosophy is like you like art when it doesn't do that. You like it when like you don't consider that art. Yeah,
Right.
you go like you like things that are trying to give people things that they didn't even know they wanted. But when someone
Um.
goes and tries to play
Yeah.
like a jazz piece as close to the original as possible, you're going like you're just like aiming at the thing and like hitting it maybe, but it's like to me I just go like you'll never hit it. You you can't. You aren't you aren't the person. Like you are
Hmm.
I like maybe to some extent I just go like I just this is sort of like wrapped into like I think there's just a subconscious part of you that just doesn't like you just have no choice. Some things are they're just gonna happen. You're that little flam at the third bar and the second verse. Like it's not as good as Buddy Rich did it, or maybe not good, but it's like it's not what he played. Most of it is because you aren't Buddy Rich. Sorry. But like we're talking about musculature and skeletal structure, like just like the fucking act of you literally being perfect. Being exactly Buddy Rich is like impossible.
Hmm.
But the act of you trying is still going to produce. I mean, if you're aiming at like someone crazy like Buddy Rich or like whatever the fuck, pick a guy or a girl at the top who's like really like technically proficient because that's what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
Like you can still aim at that and still get fucking good. Like there's a drummer called Benny Greb, and he's like just an amazing drummer. He's not fast. Well, I guess he might be fast, but like his thing isn't being fast. He's just a groovy drummer, and I just love listening to this motherfucker because it's just like it's just taste. It's just like your face goes stank. It's just like oh my god, like it's dynamics. It's the act of hitting the drum softly and then harder and then harder and then like he's like almost like talking but in drums. But he's doing a Buddy Rich concert with Buddy Rich songs and he's going to be drumming those Buddy Rich songs. Now obviously, the dude's he's like a god tier drummer. He's going to do good. He's going to do more than good. He's going to do fucking fantastic. You know when he gets up there, it's going to be fucking great. And he's going to do his fucking damnedest to make it sound like Buddy Rich. But homie ain't going to sound like Buddy Rich. He's going to sound like
What if
Buddy Rich,
even
but
if he does,
he
he's
won't.
just. But even if he did, it would be he would be a master of his craft, but he doesn't have a
But the
vision.
songs would still be awesome.
He doesn't have a vision. It's craft.
Well,
I
the
value
vision is to
craft.
be
I value craft. I'm just saying it's different from what the thing that I call art. I think craft is like the things you're talking about. Like I think those are great. I value them very highly, but I just think it's different from the thing that I considered like the art part. I think it's really hard to have a vision and actually aim for that. To like I think emulation is important for having a vision, but you emulate like so like you always need a north star and you're always going in a direction, but uh, you're not actually going to that star, you're going to a new planet, and like that's the art, and that new planet is you.
I could just go back to the subconscious thing. I don't think it doesn't matter like, and maybe this goes even further back into like the relationship between it's the I like I this is the thing that I care about, the relationship between the art and the person. Like this is what I value maybe the most out of everything is that like I just don't think when Benny Greb does the Buddy Rich concert, he's not gonna be Buddy Rich. But but fuck, it's still gonna be good. He's still gonna play it
It is.
amazingly, and it's still gonna sound good. Like it's not like all of a sudden it sounds bad because Benny Greb is doing it. Like he's still gonna do what you're doing, but he thinks he's going to Buddy Rich's planet when in fact he's just landing back, or he's going to the new Benny Greb planet, which is this like I just this is what the subconscious thing, and I get it. It's like really annoying because it's like again it's with the art thing. You can't really pin shit down a lot of the time. It's all just nebulous fucking bullshit that we're all sort of like trying to maneuver through. But like I just don't think he knows that he's gonna end up in Benny Greb on like the next planet of Benny Greb. He's aiming for the star of Buddy Rich, but he's just like fucking Christopher Columbus. Homie's gonna hit the like North America. He's not gonna. It's not in India. What the fuck was he looking for? I'm not good at history. I don't know what the fuck he was looking for. But
Yeah.
he's not gonna land where he thinks he's gonna land. He's gonna think he landed where he landed, right? He's gonna be like, "Fuck, I did good. Everyone's telling me doing good. I watched it. I did pretty good." You know, he might be critical of himself, whatever. The fuck, I don't know. But like, regardless, he's gonna land in a place that like that he didn't even know he landed in. You know what I mean? Like, and it's
Yeah.
again, it's because of the relationship because he's doing a thing, but like ultimately, this is what matters.
I
This
don't think
part
that's always
right
true.
here.
I don't think that's true. I don't think it's guaranteed you're gonna land in a new place. I think that's really hard. I think you can like meander and just kind of get lost in space, but still go for something you can never achieve, um, and just be kind of an amalgamation or like a simulacrum of it. But I think that to have an actual North Star of your own is like truly a feat.
Are you someone who uses art to work through their bullshit? Sorry, I shouldn't say bullshit like that. Like nothing about you matters. But like, are you someone who just like
um,
who tries to like use art and like to like manifest like this like feeling outside of yourself or to like
yes
create
and
something
no.
that's within you?
Yes and no. If I try to create something within me, it's for the art. But I don't. I think you can and I do use art to work through something. But more than that, if I'm going through something, I'll use that for the art. So it's like the I come first, and like the art isn't just to make me feel better. I feel bad for the art, or
Which one
maybe
do you
if
think you value more of those two?
I think I value feeling bad for the art. I have a
More?
therapist. I have a therapist.
Sure.
She works better.
I've been to thinking. Yeah,
And I could
I'm
just
sure.
make
I'm sure.
stuff
Yeah.
and not share it. A lot of
Mhm.
art that I make or art a lot of artists make hurts them. Actually, like putting it out there, like it makes you more mentally ill. I think a lot of the time.
Also,
Like the act of making it can be good, but like then sharing it publicly, like sharing something so intimate, it can hurt you. But you do it because you have a vision. You're trying to do something. You're that like you're seeing that. I want to show you. There's something about me that I think you might be able to relate to. I think like maybe not everybody, like you said, like the metal. There's certain types of metal that just are for some people that aren't for other people. That's not what they need right now. But there are people that need what I have right now, and I can speak to that. And like, so that's the vision. And in doing that, it might kind of hurt me too. Like I need to be careful. Like I think if you're being so intimate and revealing of yourself.
so you don't value. It sounds like you really value making things that like sort of come out of you.
I do. Yes, I do. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
but not to heal myself. I think I
No,
go
I
out
don't
of
think it
my
necessarily.
I go out of my
I
way
guess
to do it at my own expense.
y yes. I mean, some people are just masochistic. I don't know. You can still find
Mm,
pleasure in the bad.
yeah,
Like just because it's bad doesn't mean that it exists only. This is again
that's
the
true.
fucking annoying or nebulous thing that I usually go back to. It's like something can be bad, but you can like bad. You like
That's
it's
true.
sometimes the you're this isn't perfect. Like this is
Yeah.
again the subconscious thing. Like this whole thing isn't perfect. Like sometimes like something just it's gonna sometimes you like feet, okay? Sometimes you just like feet. It's just what happens, all right? You don't know what you don't know how it came to be, but you just like feet, okay? You like sucking toes, whatever the fuck it is, all right? You like anal. I don't fucking know. You like a thing, okay? But it's not my place to judge what it is. I just go like, hey, just keep the dildo out of my ass. Not my thing. I don't need the dildo in my ass. You just so you know, there's a
So
G spot. I understand.
you
I
see me
understand.
as the dildo heading for your ass.
No, I see you as a person trying to coerce me into getting the dildo in my ass. And I'm just going like, buddy, ain't nothing
Yes.
wrong. And you're like, hey, just so you know, the G spot's up there. And I'm going like, no, I get it. I'm sure I'll come buckets, but like I come fine enough. Like that's really what it
That
is.
is perfect.
Perfect? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
pretty good to
spot
tie it
on.
up. It's just
You're
a
spot
nice
on.
little bow.
I am the guy who's trying to make you gay.
So this is what I'm saying. I think you like trying to sell people on music, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing like wrong with wanting to like show someone like, oh no, dude, you can enjoy life a little bit better. Here's this like new thing. I think that's cool. I do that, but like I'm just I just don't have the same brain as you. So we're
Wait.
sort of like we're
You're ignoring something I said. You're ignoring the fact that I said that it's not for like you already said with the metal earlier that I really appreciated. Some types of metal are just aren't the right type of aggression that you need right now. And so something that I make might not be what somebody needs, but there's somebody who it is what they need. It's not for like so it might not the dildo not be
Mhm.
right for your ass, but there's somebody who needs that dildo, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think we necessarily disagree on that. I just go like I just I prefer not prefer. I have I personally am just someone who like I think I maybe I just understand myself maybe I spend a lot more time in here than the average person. I don't know. I don't know. But like usually when like I'm feeling something, I'm able to just go like this is what it is. Like this is how I'm feeling. Now you might not believe it, and then there's a whole like subconscious thing, like you don't know what it is that you don't know. So how the fuck do you know that you know this? And it's like I don't know because I feel like pretty strongly about it. Like
I feel
that's where
like
I'm at.
maybe you're secretly gay.
I might be. I might be secretly gay. I don't think I am because I've looked at gay porn and it doesn't make me hard. Like two dicks just together, I don't know. Even threesomes, like it's got to be two chicks because the idea of just another dick, for some reason, I go like I don't want it.
Now I'm
I don't
even
want
more confident that you
I mean, maybe because I you could. I guess I'm not a person who also goes because I think people also do this thing where they go like, well, you don't know what you know, so therefore everything that you hate, you actually like secretly love, and it's like I'm not playing that game. That's not how it works. Okay, like it can't be that like, well, just so you know, if you like the Republicans, some of them hate gay people, and then they end up sucking dick, and you're like, okay, but not all of them do that. So I don't think it's necessarily true that when you hate something, what it is that you're just fucking, you want it so bad, you want it so bad, because like I hated pop music. I don't fucking love it now. I'm not like, ooh, yay, pop music. I still go like,
Yeah, but
ugh. Like,
you hate dicks so much that you will
I love
avoid
my
them.
dick.
Wait,
No,
wait,
I
no,
love my
no.
dick.
You're saying that like you don't
And
like
I
two
don't
dicks.
watch
You
lesbian
don't like
porn.
two dicks, but you don't even
I don't
like
like
a
two
dick
dicks.
and a vagina. It has to be just no dicks at all. The fact that you
No, no,
can't just
I
ignore
like
the
that. I
one
want
dick.
no, I want dick and vagina. That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay,
That's fine.
the thing that made me say I'm more confident that you're gay is if you need to actively, like literally actively avoid the dick being anywhere near it, that's like, oh wait, hold
No,
on, you're actually
I just don't like two.
avoiding.
No, I don't like two. One is
Okay.
fine. Normal. One-on-one porn, big dude, we're good. The second two show up, I go, because then I just like really what I'm trying to do is like put myself in the porn. So I go like I'm the guy.
Hmm.
But if there's another guy, I start thinking about like, oh, if there's another guy here,
So you are doing what I'm saying.
It'd be weird.
You need to ignore that guy, and you can't ignore him.
Well, no, because like to me, it's like I mean, we're like in a whole different place now. Now the bow that we've put on the end of the stream is now unraveled, and like there's just dicks coming out. No, I just don't like. To me, I like the intimacy of the one-on-one. That's all it is. I'm pretty
Yeah.
like I'm a freak, I think, but in the context of the box, like
Yeah,
I just
I
like.
could out freak you right now, but I don't
Oh,
know if you're
absolutely.
ready.
I'm not trying to say that I'm like, no. Like, I give shit for Drazi for being polyamorous because, like, generally speaking, I don't think it works for most people. If it works for you, God bless you. Go right ahead. Like, do your shit. I'm not gonna fucking stop you. I don't think it's like bad. I just think that like most people don't. It just doesn't work for them. I think for the people who it does work, awesome. I think more people should experiment that way so they can find out whether or not it works for them. I just know I'm one of those people that it just wouldn't work. So to me, I just go like, I just like I don't even, bro, I'm so vanilla in some ways. I don't like fucking on the first date. If a girl was like, hey, you want to like get that knob slob? I'd be like, what, just like one more, can we have like one more date? Can we give ourselves like a little bit more time to
I
sort
do
of
that
like
sometimes
know
too.
each other? I do that all the time. I've never not done it. I've never slept with someone
Except that I
unless
do it
like
for a
I've
different
known him
reason than
for,
you. I do it for a different reason. I'm like, I know that I'm horny as fuck right now, and you're horny as fuck. This is the first date, and I think it's gone well. Let's postpone, and let's anticipate it until next time, so you will be even more horny.
oh yeah, no. I date for relationships. I like
Yeah,
the,
I do too.
I like the,
I mean, I try to. I
I
don't succeed.
exclusively date for relationships.
Yeah,
Like
I try to
my
too.
relationships from high school to 30 have just sort of like progressively gotten like longer. I've always been in a relationship almost always for like
Yeah.
the entirety of like high school to now. I've almost always been in a relationship with like maybe 6 to like 12-month gaps, like maybe like a year at the most, but like yeah, I've been like with
Mhm.
someone the entire time. I just like to, this is what I mean. I'm not gay. Okay? I'm not gay. I'm just saying I'm not gay. All right?
Okay.
I'm not gay.
All right. All
I'm a
right.
little,
I believe
I'm a
you.
little, I'm a little, I'm a little gay. It's
Are
probably
you ready? Are
like
you ready for bed?
honestly a little bit if I'm being real. I
Hmm.
can already feel like this part turning off. It's a fun
Yeah. Yeah.
conversation for sure, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I mean, I wake up at like 8 o'clock or like 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. Like I'm just like I'm one of those early risers, dude.
All right. Um,
It was fun conversation.
Key of Weird is not gay.
I mean, maybe I am.
Maybe
I
he
just gotta
is.
scrape, just gotta scrape the layer off. I just gotta keep looking at dicks until it's all good. I don't know.
I believe that that's actually true. Um,
Oh, this is great. This is great conversation. I love
yeah.
it.
Anyway, it's nice talking to you.
Yeah, dude, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Let me know if you want to do it again.
Yep.
Everyone in the chat, I hope you enjoyed some of it at least. I didn't look at it. I don't like looking at chat. You guys are freaks and assholes sometimes, so I just don't. But yeah, if everyone's still sticking around, I hope you enjoyed. I had a ton of fun. Next time you want to talk about music or art or whatever or video games or whatever the fuck, let me know. Like I'm
I'll let you
down.
know.
These are mad fun. All right.
All right.
Peace. I'll see you.
Peace. I am more gay now than I've ever been in my entire life. After this call, specifically. And then after every waking minute. Except I'm still not there. Let's just check. Something over here. Checking to see if I got any super chats. No. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me, everybody. Have a good night. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on the WIC panel, and I'm going to be discussing the growing gap in gender distribution in higher education. And I'll see you then.